So this is a tweet thread from this woman named Always Ashley. She said, dated a guy for 3 weeks, and on the 21st day of knowing each other, he sent me a 1,000-word text message about how mad he is that I haven't cooked dinner at my house yet, including fan fiction about a future where he works 2 jobs, cooks every meal, and ends up yelling at me. These dudes are failing and flailing because women aren't just actively like, pick me, pick me. They're not doing well because women are not just trying to show and prove how wife material they are. And they are not learning and understanding that women are more than a wife appliance. This woman, Ashley, was not applying to be a wife appliance quick enough. She wasn't showing that she could cook for him early enough, because that is all that these people see women being, some kind of servant for them, some kind of appliance for their happiness. Women are supposed to be men's happiness machine, and they are failing and flailing as women actually assert our autonomy and say we are more than just a servant to you, sir. She did a follow up saying, and we've got one man insisting women grape men more than men grape women, and another man calling me a lady of the night in response to this post. And I haven't even read all of the comments yet. Out here proving every point. Then she did another post. She says, me, this one guy I liked did a pretty weird thing. She said, men on Twitter, well, maybe you shouldn't spread your legs to every man you've ever met. And also, women are the dangerous ones. And I hope a bear eats you and you're useless and ugly. Okay? They are not okay. They are not okay. This quote retweet says, single mom, despite that gets a suitor, won't cook or do anything nice for the suitor who apparently works 2 jobs to afford the privilege of buying this useless woman dinner. Gets frustrated and bails, she gets the ick, and everyone decides he's the entitled one. Now, this person, Evil Corp, doesn't understand or have the comprehension level to know that when he was talking about working 2 jobs, that was part of the fan fiction that she was writing about. And then obviously he starts off with single mom because single moms always get devalued by men. That's just where we are in life. And he also decided that this woman is useless. Real quick, I want to show you guys why you're hearing wind. I'm working outside because it is a beautiful day in Las Vegas, and the sun is out and shining, and there is a breeze. And this is my office when I work on my balcony. Got a little chair, got my stand. There we go. Just letting you guys see a little bit behind the scenes. I know I'm cutting into the video, but just letting y'all know why you hear wind. Doc Holliday said, I would say cap, but every man knows these eyes and what they mean. Effing writing my own 1,000-word fan fiction right now. So I guess he is insulting her eyes. I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me. So this woman named Kelly shared this screenshot of this man. This man says, you could have at least given me a BJ or sent a real tit pic. I did my part. I wanted to F you so bad. Ha. I may be drunk, but you should hear the raw truth. What a shame. She said that Ashley's tweet reminded her of the time she had gone out with a guy twice. And on the third time I saw him, it was because my dog had died. He was mad I didn't reward him for bringing me flowers. And Anna said, flashback to an ex of mine who broke up with me, and among the reasons was the fact that I only cooked for him once within a month of dating. Important note, I was a full-time student and worked weekends, and he was unemployed and not yet enrolled in university classes. These people, even the mediocre ones, even the less than mediocre ones, have way too much audacity and want way too much for giving way too little. Okay, so Khan made this tweet. He says, if your wife prioritizes her friend over you in a crucial moment, I'm sure you'll send her back to her father's house. So, and I don't know what the crucial moment is, and that could literally mean everything. But these people want to break up friendships. They want to break up family bonds because they want to get you isolated. Like Omati And please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing her name, but she says there's a reason they isolate their wives from their friends. There's a reason they romanticize women with no friends. The problem is that women are not listening, they are not paying attention. We women are forming bonds, we're forming community, and we're not going to go back to where we allow these men to put women against each other. Yes, I do realize that there are still some male identified women that still, prioritize male validation over their female friendships. I get that. But for the rest of us, we're talking about not breaking up friendships for a man. And we got to get that through our heads, because when that relationship ends, if it does, you don't want to be stuck with picking up all of the pieces of your former life. Don't allow a man to break up your friendships, take you away from your hobbies, make your health get all jacked up because you're not concentrating on yourself anymore and you're just pouring into that man. Now, that leads us to this next tweet. This is from Nick, the love coach. He says, I think the saddest thing is when you see a woman stay with a man that's clearly not meant for her or doing right by her, and he starts sucking the life out of her. She stops dressing nice, stops wearing makeup and doing her hair, goes from lively and happy to timid and depressed. Her whole aura fades from vibrant to meek. Some men are unaliving beautiful women from the inside out, and it's so sad to see. I pray for every one of my sisters in a toxic relationship and hope one day you have the energy to leave. And that is so true. The woman is a resource. She will start pouring into that man, giving her time, energy, and resource, and leaving very little for herself. You cannot give all of you to make someone else's life better. You deserve that energy as well. So that's the reason why we're going to keep on having these conversations. So you do not allow some parasite to connect to your body and suck all of your life force out of you. Shadows of Khan says, yes, that's what abuse does to you. You become a shadow of your former self. But the focus shouldn't be that the woman going through that stayed. It should be on what strategies the abuser uses to prevent her from leaving. Crazy Key says, this was me last year. Felt like I was ugly, I was depressed, etc. Didn't even realize it was the person I was with. He went out of his way to try and ruin me. Now I have a healthy partner and I'm in such a beautiful place. I'd hate to see a woman going through that. Tracy says, best you can do if she lives with the guy is tell her when she's ready, she'll always have a place to stay. That's it. She's busy walking on eggshells, smalling herself to even care about looks. Ironically, that same guy with a green lens super glued to his ego thinks the grass is always greener for what she used to be, used to look like before he trashed it but blamed her, as if he's all that. But in reality, he's nowhere near peak male, obvious as he's sucking up her essence to fuel him into self-sabotaging what could have been a beautiful connection. That energy has places to go. That's why it hurts people. He was reckless with his energy, and now he has an energetic criminal case looming over his soul that will be weighed at some point. Yes, he's an energy vampire, a resource vampire, sucking the life force out of a woman. Teles says, woo, this used to be me. So glad I'm not here anymore. And this woman, Ashley, says, April versus June, after I left. That man sucked the life out of me. I was so lost, so much weight, and my eyes were always dead looking. Okay. Tangential Joy said, looking at the presentation of self of both the man and the woman is the only way to properly understand what this means for a couple. Superficial judgments result in superficial cures, like leaving the situation. That sounds like a man. That sounds like a man that just wants a woman to stay in a situation that isn't healthy. All right, join the conversation. Let me know what you think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. I meant to make this post a while ago. This man that you see right here is a judge. Judge Kenneth King had a teenage girl put in handcuffs and threatened to jail her last week because she fell asleep during a field trip to the courthouse. So I needed y'all to see what this man looks like, because sometimes people think you got to get more black people on the course. You got to get more black people in on the police force. You got to do this. But sometimes these people still have a God complex why they have to, and they have to show you who's boss. And this person, Judge Kenneth King, was that person. Let's look at this story. As of right now, the teen and her mom are suing this man. So it turns out that this girl didn't have a permanent home. That's what it says here. The teenage girl without a permanent home who was forced to don a jail uniform, wear handcuffs, and ask for mercy after falling asleep in a field trip to the courtroom is suing the Detroit judge who had her taken into custody. Why did this man need to humiliate her in front of her peers like this? This is egregious. Eva Goodman, 15, and her mother filed a federal lawsuit Wednesday in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Michigan against the 36th District Judge Kenneth King, who presides over the state's state court's criminal division. They allege he violated the teen's civil rights, arguing King acted outside the scope of his judicial authority when he detained her, yelled at her, and threatened her with jail time. Common sense and the facts demonstrate that a grown man became rattled by a young girl that he falsely concluded to be and cast as a delinquent who was actually a fragile teenager forced to attentively face a past trauma during an actual prior court proceeding that had ended before shutting down during class. Goodman and her mother, Latoria Hill, are represented by James Harrington and Gary Felty of Figure Law. In addition to suing King, the family is suing the private security services at the court and two unidentified court officers in King's courtroom. It's been pretty devastating. Eva does not want to come outside, Till said at a news conference. Her daughter was at the law firm during the event but declined to be interviewed. I just want Judge King to take accountability for the way that he humiliated my daughter. I feel like he owes her a public apology. Not only that, he owes her more than just a public apology. And this man had the nerve and the gall to act like, to offer to be her mentor after humiliating her and putting her in cuffs. People act like this is a small thing. This is somebody with a God complex who was harming somebody that has no power and who has no home currently. Can you imagine what that girl was feeling? This man is suspended, but he is suspended with pay currently. All right, guys. I'm not going to do too much of this story, but we will update once there is more to what happens with this lawsuit. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.